Working in emergency services is a fantastic career. It comes with risk.
There is a predictable and even inevitable risk of being exposed to potentially traumatic events and other adversities.
And we need to recognise that that compounds, even if we don't feel it happening. So we need to have plans to manage that stress.
Having a plan that involves recognising the warning signs, that involves knowing who people could go to when they do need support, and knowing that it's better to get that support sooner rather than later is incredibly important.
For me, there's two parts of having a plan. There's a plan because we're in a high-risk industry. There's a plan because I want to be the best version of myself.
I know how bad I was mentally and how far I nearly went, and I don't ever want to go back there again. And so to make sure I don't, then I have planned, positive mental health things in place. And that's, if I'm feeling like I'm feeling, talk to someone. If I need to do something to rest my busy brain, know what it is I can go to. Whether it's your workshop or the veggie patch or the garden or the visit to the park or the sporting activity that triggers all the right internal drugs for the brain, recognising what they are and being able to access them as part of your mental health plan, that's, for me, that's really important.
As an emergency services worker, there is concern, absolutely, that raising your hand and admitting that you're struggling means that you're no longer capable of being operational. Probably the important message to take away is that particularly if you recognise those warning signs early and seek support, remaining in the job is actually going to be quite helpful and therapeutic for you in many ways as part of the recovery process.
It's really difficult to make a plan when you're in crisis. That's not the time to start thinking about, well, who am I going to ring or who am I going to reach out to? If we're going to have a plan, understand why we're making the plan and make that plan when we're well, so that when we need to enact it, we actually understand how that plan's going to work. We've shared it with some of our loved ones.
When they see the warning signs, they can say, hey, so you remember when we talked about poor sleep, withdrawing from family and friends? I think I'm seeing that now. Do you remember who the contacts were?
Having a plan isn't something that we put on a shelf and we pull it out when we think we need it. It's actually everyday attention to your mental health. There's certainly contingencies if I'm really struggling, but it's the everyday plan that gives me the confidence that if I do have a bad day, tomorrow starts again, we go back to the plan and we continue to work. I have confidence in those around me that if I am struggling, that I know exactly which pathway I'm going to take to get the assistance I need to remain well.